We're gonna talk about failure. Oh man, failure. Failure is it's a very intense topic. You know what I love about failure is that failure cuts deep, and now I'm not talking about deep into like your heart. It cuts deep into your ego. It shows you who you are to yourself. You know, one thing we all have an identity that we like to present to people. But when you fail, that identity gets cuts and it gets more cuts because you're failing and you can't pretend anymore. But one thing I can tell you more than anything, failure is a blessing from the Most High. Be thankful for all the doors that closed. Be thankful for all the detours. Because let me ask you this, how do you expect to succeed if you don't know what great failure is? How do you expect to enjoy something if you don't know what to be something to be removed from you feels like? Your problem is you think that life is about being happy all the time or being successful. The thing is that most people will never tell you the most successful people failed the most. For example, I'll give you an example of it too. Like talking to girls. If you're hoping to talk to your dream girl and maintain that relationship, you had to have failed with other girls to be able to talk to her. Because what most people fail to understand about failure is that failure reinforces your strength, your mental strength, your spiritual strength. It was in The Alchemist, I read this book recently, The Alchemist. It said, the eyes reflect the soul's strength. So if you look at someone and look down, that means your soul's strength is weak. You are not tested. Failure is is life asking you, are you serious about what you want to achieve? Because you falling down is you trying something. You trying something means you believe that this is possible. And if this is possible, why isn't it possible for you? Do you understand what I'm saying? Your problem is you look down on yourself. You don't believe you deserve to have what you want to have. But let me ask you this. How can you become a great man if you've never had great losses? You're confusing failure with unrealism in your life. To be honest with you, you're all failures. I'm a failure. I can say that and smile. I don't mind failing because in failure, you learn more. Denzel Washington said that. You can win anything, but to fail, you become a student. When you become a student, you learn more. You learn more, you grow more. They always tell me every time because I'm super ambitious, they always tell me, don't be rushing for the money. Be the kind of man who gets the kind of money you want, the kind of money you want. That actually touched me because the more I study, the more I read books, the more I understand failure. I understand that failure is not actually failure. Failure is your detour. Failure is your teacher. Failure directs you and shows you this is where you were wrong. Thomas Edison, for example, Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he got the light bulb. If a great man like that can fail, what's stopping you from failing? Abraham Lincoln had depression and he was scared to become president. He failed many times in school before he became a lawyer. Now he became the president of the United States. What does that tell you? Failure is not really failure. Failure is a blessing. You know, every time I fail, there's always that still voice in my heart and my head always asking me, are you serious about what you want? And what have you learned from this setback? Because here's the thing I always loved about failure, nobody talks about. Failure reinforces the mind. When you're failing, you recognize, okay, not everything in life is permanent. I understand. Okay, not everything in life is meant to last for a long time. Okay, not everything in life is meant to be a permanent state. If you can understand that, that means you're ready to handle whatever life has to throw at you. Just because you want things does not mean you won't lose. You have to accept the loss. And once you accept the loss, you gain mental strength from your losses. If you cannot accept failure, you're not ready for success. You must just stay in your corner and keep quiet. Dreaming big does not mean you won't fail. Dreaming big means you will fail a lot, but you still need to keep going.